Hi there, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us. State champ, man, halfway through the season. It's all about the race to the finals, and it's all about a cameo appearance.
Wow,
Steve-O.
we brought in the big guns.
Have a look who's back.
Oh.
Hey, old Sweet Kel Chambers. Does anyone still call you Sweet Kel?
Yes, they
Do
do.
they really?
Thanks to you. Yeah.
When did that start?
Oh,
That
2010.
was it?
Yep. It was
First
cold.
ever show, and it just hasn't died down since, has it?
I wish it had of. It should have died then and there when you mentioned it. But thanks for that. Cameo means one, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah,
One.
I'm not coming back.
It's interesting. I reckon Kel's going to be like a 80-year-old grandfather one day, and someone's going to still call him Sweet
Yeah,
Kel.
but it'll be like sweetness because everyone will be old.
Hey, great to have you back with us, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Just enjoy having
Oh,
you
will.
around.
Pleasure.
State champ, man, here we go. Ringwood 89 defeated Bulleen 78. Had to work hard for the money. Sean Clark 18 and 10. Nate Champion had 17. Mark Whitehead against his former team had 17. Bulleen did either a lot better in this than I thought, or Ringwood just not on top of their game at the moment.
No, they're not, and it is a little uncharacteristic for them. 89's plenty. That's a good score to put on, but I would have thought they're probably 20-point team better than Bulleen. They're not quite hitting
It's
their
not
strides.
clicking at the moment.
But credit to the Boomers. You know, Mark Whitehead running around still putting 17 on the board, solid.
I tend to disagree with Cal, actually. He said Ringwood 89.
So you come on the show and you just get pasted.
You're getting back for one show, and you've already
didn't tell me
stuffed
this
it
was
up.
going to happen. I was just going to be a target.
Wow. Man.
What do you think about normally with the Hawks? They'd easily put up 110 in a hurry, especially
home,
against
at
an 0-10 Bulleen. So technically, I think 110 to 78 would have been fair, but
Yeah.
I'd say credit Bulleen.
That being
for
said,
being
this
close.
round, a winning score looks like it's about 100. So, yeah.
So what are you saying? Fair enough, Steve-O?
Yeah, fair enough, Steve-O.
Okay. Whittlesea 78 went down at home to McKinnon 92. Stithy got 23 and 11. Chris Carber 27-10, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Now, good win, McKinnon. You saw Chris Carber firsthand. I reckon Jeremy Smith at Werribee and Chris Carber at Whittlesea for 2 lower teams are both stud imports. You saw him firsthand.
He's very good. They're both very good. They're different sort of players. Carver's sort of smooth. He's tall. He's very similar to Jermaine Williams actually in a lot of ways, which is interesting considering that he played
Replaced
for them.
him,
Yeah, he's smooth. He's got a nice jumper. He's a lefty. He's really, really talented. We knew he was going to get his. It was just about locking everyone else down, keeping their input to a minimum. But Carver's tough as hell. He's really
Some
good.
of the best shooters are left-handers, by the way.
Yep.
Tell us how you guys are going on the Cougars, 'cause it's been up and down.
It has been a little bit. I think if you look at the team from this season to last season, there actually is a little bit of turnover. You know, Sam Ayres there and Axel's there and these guys, but guys that are asked to play major roles are totally different. And I think there's just been a bit of time where we're learning how to play with each other. They're learning the system that we've had in place for a few years on both ends of the floor. And I think offensively, we 92 is probably something you can begin to expect from the Cougars a little more frequently, simply because we've got the power, that we've got the scoring power
He might
there.
be a coach one day. Hell, listen to him.
Yeah, no, he speaks well, and he knows exactly what's the X's and O's and what goes on throughout a game. It's certainly something for the future, Cal.
Well, if it's anything like my playing, I shouldn't.
Is there going to be a bronze statue of Axel Dench one day down there?
It could be.
7'10".
It's a big ass statue.
Diamond Valley 84 defeated Hawthorn 73. Ryan Villamont 23 and 10. Harun Kanzak off the bench. Great to see Harry up and about 22 and 13.
That doesn't surprise me.
Kirk Smith, another young player come up through the youth competition, was at Sherbrooke, of course. 19 points for Hawthorn. DV get the win by 11. One thing I will say about Hawthorn, if they can keep some of this young talent together over the next few years, it's good. It's nice.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess they struggle now, but short-term pain, long-term gain sort of thing. We speak about the big three all the time, but there are a couple of other guys around them that are also young. So you bring that sort of core up 5 years time, they'll be a very, very good outfit.
Knox 105 defeated Whittlesea 70. Carver 23 and 9, continuing his good weekend. Mike Rose had 20 for Knox. They look good, the Raiders.
Yeah, they're tough. It's been a long time since we played them in round 1, so it's been a little while. But their imports are very, very talented. They've got a great supporting cast and a bunch of guys that know their roles. They just complement them really well. They're tough. They can put 105 on the board.
Diamond Valley went down to a team above them again. Waverley 90 defeated DV 83. Platnick 22. Dexter had 20 for Waverley as well. Vilmont 22 for DV. Greg Page had a nice 22 in that game for the Eagles as well. It's starting to fall that way, Steve. The DV beating the teams below them, other than Ringwood, which I keep saying was a good win. They can't get those teams above them.
And you're right. I mean, this result probably flatters Waverley a little bit, because I got to get out to this one at Waverley and I thought Diamond Valley were in the hunt, and I think they were up by as much as 12 at half time, and they were still leading somewhat in the fourth quarter. So certainly had their chances, but Waverley just find that way to propel themselves over the line towards the end. Probably the best game I've seen from Greg Page live. So certainly props to him with 22 points, and Ryan Vilmont continues his stellar season after DJ has gone.
Yep. Good season. He's a good player. This was nearly the upset of the season thus far, and it goes to show everyone why I want to keep a lid on things at Hume City, because I think they've got just a cracking starting five. They've got a really good unit, but they are susceptible at times. Hume City in overtime at Werribee won by a point, 114 to 113. Lee Jecker, 40.7 rebounds, 5 assists. He's in MVP conversation at the moment as well.
Oh yeah, and he was last season. But you say they don't have, bench depth. A lot of these guys played 40-something minutes and still managed to get the job done in overtime. They might have rely heavily on their first 5, but they're capable.
That's what I'm saying.
Capable. I recognise the margin for error is a little shorter, but Maybank, Jecker, Nick Jones, JB.
Sean Prendergast started on the weekend.
Prendergast played 40 minutes. Those guys are elite.
I've said over and over, I'm their biggest fans at Hume City, and I think they can seriously win this thing. But we've got to keep a lid on it, because they are susceptible to the loss that you don't expect. We've seen that over the last few years as well.
We're also talking about Brody, but Werribee are sneaky talented. Like that Frederick Hunter dude, he's massive. Like 36, 15 and 5. 5 steals. This is a 5-man. So he's tough, and he gives them a bit of spine in the middle. And obviously to go along with their other import, Smith, who's probably, as you said before, he's an absolute gun. They're quite good, Werribee. I wouldn't sleep on them.
Very lucky Hume City to come away with that one. Finally, Bulleen 50. Absolutely touched up by Eltham, 102. Benny Waldron, 19 for Eltham. Dave Chaffert, 12 for Bulleen. Eltham, I think, have scored the ton in their last 3 games.
I was about to say.
And I think this is the Eltham that we kind of came to expect as the season began. I know they started real slow, and I think they were 0-8 possibly. But coming alive now, I think they're 4-8 now, but they've put up triple figures the last 3 games, and they're really putting teams to the sword with Waldron, Canavan, and Chris Cameron's now coming off the bench. Certainly a strong lineup. And
what a spread offensively too.
What I like about the Wildcats is we've talked about their defence so much. In their last 3, they've gone over the ton. Scoring wise, they've found some scoring
and they're
punch.
still keeping teams to low score, like Bulleen 50.
Ladder, Steve-O.
Knox at the top of the pile, 9-1. Corio Bay 10-2. Waverley and Hume City equal with 8-3. Diamond Valley 8-4. Ringwood 7-4. McKinnon 6-4. Eltham 4-8 after the drop off. Werribee 3-9. Hawthorn 2-9. Whittlesea 2-10, and Bulleen 0-10.
Kel, who's your biggest threat for the championship this season?
The Knox are obviously looking pretty strong. Look at this, look, you asked me that, but it is incredibly open. I don't think it's been this open for 5-6 years.
I agree. And we did say coming in that it really was shaping up as a big season.
Absolutely is. Ringwood, perennially a
top 4,
a top 2. What are they sitting? 6?
7-4 at the moment.
And that sort of goes to show they're probably a good barometer for that. And they do have to keep winning, because Eltham hitting their strides now. We're only half a game off them. Look, I think there's a bunch of teams that can win this thing. Waverley have the talent. Hume have the talent. We know Corio Bay are good. Knox are on top.
Waverley on their home deck this season. I think they've played 5 games at home on a Sunday. Haven't lost. Pretty good on their home track. Round 10, here we go. Bulleen, McKinnon. I think Cougars for me as well. Who are you going for in that one, Carl?
Bulleen.
Knox take on Werribee. I think Knox. Good
think-
game though. Werribee going to push them.
I wouldn't be surprised if Werribee got this. I don't think they will.
Not at night.
But you know, they almost beat Broady on the weekend. And you know, the week before we played them and we only beat them by a point.
I think Raiders.
I think Raiders, but
Yep.
yeah, this could be single figures.
Waverley take on Ringwood. No love lost between these two.
They really like each other.
No, they have an
They enjoy
open,
each other's company. They get beers after the game, straight after,
Do
without
they?
fail.
They openly will tell you quite publicly they have a complete dislike for each other.
That's what makes it so good.
Yeah, it does. Makes it
Yeah,
an incredibly
it does.
great
And
rivalry to go and watch.
These sort of games, both of these teams can be, you know, potentially in third gear a lot of the time,
Yep.
and then can just turn
Bang.
it on. They're both in third gear at the moment.
Yep.
This is the sort of game where they both just step up and go, all right, I really
Let's
want to
go.
win, and you'll get what you'll get is
I reckon with both
an absolute
clubs,
belter.
if they can't get up for this game against each other,
You won't get up the rest of the
no,
season.
absolutely. I'm going to go Waverley at home.
Was this a Sunday game? Is this your?
I think
your
it is.
famous
I think it is a Sunday
Waverley
game.
Sunday?
I think Waverley.
Yeah, I think Ringwood actually.
Okay,
I think
Hume,
that's the upset.
Hume City take on McKinnon. Great game. Great game.
Wow.
Who played him in round two?
Just any time you want, Steve-O.
Do you want to go first or?
Well, yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Stop stalling.
I'm
Who you reckon's going to win?
I'm going to go Hume City at home.
It depends how much effort McKinnon take out of Bulleen. I mean, if that's really, really easy and they come in fresh against Hume, I think they can knock them over. But
Cal will get to play 38 minutes Saturday night against Bulleen.
I hope not.
yeah, no, I think Hume just.
It's a tough game for you
Yeah.
guys, and it's a great test of where you're at.
Yep. Well, we lost to them earlier in the season. I think it was single figures.
Yep.
It was 4 or 5 points or something like that. It's a great game. We'll be, yeah. So it's double headers are tough, but
Yep.
there's a bunch of those this season. Everyone has to play
Yep.
a bunch of double headers. So, you know, I think we've acclimatised to that a little bit.
No love lost, Diamond Valley Eltham. Absolutely no
Where's
love
the
lost.
round for no
Yeah,
love?
great round for no love lost.
I think
D-
Eltham get it.
DV and Eltham. Based on what Eltham's done the last 3 weeks, I like them. I like them a lot, Steve.
Yeah, you can't really go past. They're
Who is
probably
it?
the form side of the
DV.
Doesn't
comp.
matter.
In Eltham,
Eltham
if
Walker.
you can keep scoring and keep stopping the opposition, you're going to win a bunch of games. So Wildcats.
Hawthorn Werribee. I think it's going to be really close. I'm going Devs. Very close game.
Wherever you win by 20.
Yeah, I'm thinking Werribee by a lot
Really?
more than a closer game.
think
Okay,
so.
fair enough. There
I
we
think
go.
so. I like Werribee. I think they're good.
Yeah, no, they are. They've got a couple of very good imports.
No, they're good.
Hey, Kel, what do you think of Werribee, by the way?
They're right.
Great to have you. Great to catch up.
Oh, it's good to be back on and then back off again.
It's still good to know that, you know, you're still mates of Big VT.
Oh, man. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show. State champ, man, get out there and support your teams. Round 10 coming up. The race to the finals is on in earnest. We'll see you next week on Big VTV.